Hi guys, Susan here. Welcome back to my channel. I have laundry to do and I thought what better time to do a review of our Maytag washer. I have had this since June of 2021. That makes it 2 years and 3 months about. Anyway, I thought while I talk to you, I'm going to start my laundry and give you a few tips and tricks that I've learned over this time. I've been watching the comments on my demo and feature review on this washer when I first got it. And some of those commenters love this machine like I do, and others hate it with a passion. I have no idea why the disparity between those two, but all I can say is it is either defect or it is operator error. I don't know what's going on in their homes, but as I said, I've had this for a little over 2 years and I still love it. Without an agitator in the middle, okay, this is an impeller version. You have to load the clothes differently. In an agitator with the cone thing sticking up in the middle, you trying to balance your load by putting it around the agitator. Impeller works differently. All you do is take your clothes and drop them. You don't layer it around anywhere. You just drop them straight down. So you try and balance your load that way. Light with light, and if you put jeans on one side, try and put something heavy on the other. But try and balance the load that way. That could have a lot to do with some of the off-balancing things I get. And another cue is to leave the center clear, because that is the right in the dead center. That should be clear so that it can balance the outside circle. It's not trying to get some weight from the center out to the side when it spins. So there you go. There's another tip. As I said, I've had this for a long time now, and I'm very pleased to report it is still working fine. We have never had a service call on this thing at all yet. Knock on wood, crossing my fingers and all that superstitious stuff, right? But I have learned how to use this properly, and maybe that is one reason why it's working so well for me, is because of that. Just light stuff. When I get to heavy stuff, I'll let you know and I'll show you. Okay, here we go. I just put in a pair of track pants in the front, so these will go to the back. I turn clothes inside out. It helps preserve the color. So that goes to the back, and I just dropped it down. I didn't spread it out or anything. The center is still clear. Okay, here's another pair of trackish pants kind of thing. They go on one side, and the other pair I will put on the other side. Where's the other pair? Let me see. There we go. Straight down, straight down, straight down. Another tip is to not overload either. These are a large capacity. It's 5.5 cubic feet of this model. But that doesn't mean you can wash everything in your house at once. It just means that it holds that much. And that could be another thing that's going with the off balance thing. As I said, I don't know what's happening in their houses. I can usually fit a full laundry hamper of our loads in the washer at one time. It's just my husband and I, and we don't have that many clothes really. I kind of use the hamper as a measure as to when laundry needs to get done. It's like, oh, the hamper's full, it's time to do some more. I tend to do a full load at a time, simply because we're in the country and we're on well. So I don't want to use too much water, right? So I'd prefer to use like one load than several small loads. But that being said, that's about as much as I can put in this one. And we use liquid detergent. Again, that's just, for me, that's common sense, because you think of powder, right? It's a grit. Now, I know there are die-hard Tide fanatics here, but hear me out. Powder is grit, and grit will affect not only your clothes, but also it will affect your hoses, your internal pumps and filters and things in the washer. It's going to affect all of that. So, there we go. I like this washer because it has a max fill line, so a full load goes up to the max fill, so you don't actually have to even measure. I often pour it straight into the dispenser and go from there. There is a softener part of the tray, but I use fabric softener in the dryer sheets. I have some that I don't react to. I tried fabric softener liquid and I broke out in a rash. So it's like, no, back to the sheets for me. Okay, so we'll close that up. It's ready to go. I believe I've got it pretty much balanced. And just give me a second and I'll rearrange the camera so you can see the back panel. And we'll set it up to go. Okay, I have the camera resituated here. You can see the back panel now. I have loaded the washer, as you saw. Now, I generally leave this on quick wash, but as soon as you touch this dial and change it, it turns the machine on, because it senses that you're doing something with it. So it turns it on and starts doing its thing. So what I'm going to do, because this is a full load in here, I am going to, watch for the lights over here. I am going to change it to bulky items, simply so that the water goes higher. It is already set to high because it's you know, it's saying bulky. Okay, it's high. It pre-chooses that. You can change that, and it's telling you no, you can't, because it's bulky, so you can't choose medium. Okay, you can choose your temperature, however, because it depends on what you're doing with the bulky, what setting they need. Because it could be a comforter, it could be a full load of clothes normal, it could be delegates that you got a huge amount of, okay? So I set mine to cold, okay? Now the difference, I've been asked, tap cold, cold, and cool. I would suspect that the difference between those is a difference in temperature, okay? And what I would say is go by the labels of what you're washing. If it says washing cool, well then I'd set it to cool. If it says washing cold, I'd set it to cold, etc. So use your clothes as the guide. This button options, you can choose extra rinse or fabric softener. Fabric softener just lets a washer know that when it sends water through on a rinse, that it should put it through the fabric softener chute in the dispenser to wash the fabric softener in with the water. It does the same thing with detergent as a routine, because you generally don't wash without detergent of some sort in there. So anyway, that's set up now. It's cold. I don't have a fabric softener in there, and I don't want the extra rinse, because on bulky it will automatically rinse with a high setting. So it's already in deep fill. So all you do is hold to start. You're watching for this to go all the way across and let go. Okay? There you go. You hear it automatically trigger. Now it will spin one way a little bit and spin the other way a little bit, trying to center the load dry. There we go. Engaged. Okay. Some jogging back and forth is normal on the drum, and that's because it's kind of nailed to the center, but the sides can move so that it can center things. See, it's doing this all dry, because things will center better sometimes when they're dry than when they're wet and heavy. So it's trying to pre-center the load. Now it is putting the water through the dispenser, through the detergent section, which again, that's why I use liquid, because it will mix easier. It will rinse in there easier, and it's evenly dispensing the detergent around the load as it fills. Okay? Now, another question I get asked is with the lid lock button. See, it's lit up, the lid is locked. And that's because this washer uses huge centrifugal force, like it to do its spin action. It is high revs per minute. So they want to keep you safe while it's running. So that lid locks so that you can't accidentally open it and put your hand in there and get hurt. Okay? If you do need to pause this to add clothes, to rebalance the load manually, you press the pause play button, is what I call it. Over here on the bottom. It you just gently touch it. If you touch and hold, it will shut everything down and cancel out the program. So that is another section where people may be in user error territory. If you just gently touch it, you tell the machine, hey, I want to stop for a second, release the lid so I can do something. And the lid lock will flash briefly, and then it'll go out. And that is a sign that the lid has been released and you can open it. And then you put it down when you're done your stuff, be it add things or balance it manually, and then you gently press the play button again to resume the program. If you press it hard on the play, it will restart the whole program. It's saying, oh, this is brand new. Because remember, when you press and hold, that's when the light goes all the way across and it starts its program. So anyway, guys, needless to say, I am still very, very happy with this washer. I will continue on with my laundry day off camera because, yeah, it's like watching paint dry, isn't it? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm glad a lot of you have found the demo and options rundown video I did prior. I will link it below and in the description box for you in case you missed that one. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.